Welcome to WashU Olin Business School's graduation recognition ceremony. I'm Mark Taylor, Dean of the John M. Olin School of Business. I'm honoured to be able to host this important ceremony for Olin's BSBA class of 2021, along with their families and friends. Truly, this is an extremely momentous occasion under extremely extraordinary circumstances. At this point, I'd typically pause to acknowledge family and friends who could not attend in person and who would watch instead on an internet video feed. But as we're all too keenly aware, the global pandemic that has beset us all means that every single one of us falls into that category this year. Today, we recognise you as you complete your undergraduate careers. You may have already noticed the names of our graduates scrolling on the screen. As you watch, I want to acknowledge the hundreds of hours you've invested in your coursework. You've worked with real-world companies to analyse and solve their real-world problems. Before the pandemic, many of you had the chance to study abroad. You've held down internships. You've honed your career goals. 4 years of study, work, and even perhaps a little bit of play has come down to this day and this hour. Today should be, and is, a joyous occasion. And while it may be tempting to dwell on the crushing bad luck of a global pandemic during your final 3 semesters, I would challenge you to do otherwise. Now, more than ever, we need individuals like you, prepared to face a world of challenges and create change. You've been prepared for this very moment with the skills, the business sense, the experience, and the values to contribute, lead, and thrive in a global world of business. Indeed, the pandemic has shown us, paradoxically, that business is perhaps more global now than ever before. Without question, we were all forced to pivot sharply after you left campus for last year's spring break. But that pivot is emblematic of what we prepare for here at Olin, a school with a global reputation for excellence. We learn how to compile, how to analyze data, how to apply that data in principled decision-making, how to thrive in a global marketplace, how to anticipate shifting markets, and how to be agile in times of uncertainty. Clearly, we put your agility to the test. No one could have foreseen the upheaval these 14 months have rendered in our lives, our education, in our futures. Yet once the challenge of these times has faded into the background, I'm certain that the experiences you carry forward from here will serve you through the next business plan, the next merger, the next product launch, the next startup, even the next crisis. Although we can't be together in person today, the Olin community felt it was important to pause nevertheless and to recognise your achievements. Your arrival at this moment is a testament to your hard work in the classroom, in the library, in study groups, and in your extracurricular lives. Indeed, a virus that upended your academic schedules and your career exploration has only compounded the scale of your achievements. Before we recognise our graduands, I'd like to pause briefly and to acknowledge the many Olin faculty members who worked with all of you. Too many, unfortunately, to acknowledge by name today. I would simply ask you to pause a moment and to reflect on those instructors who've taught you, guided your projects, and mentored you during your past 4 years. Also, I want to recognise members of Olin's staff who've worked with you. I offer my thanks to Yoon Groves, Connie Henning, Paige LaRose, Steve Malta, Annalisa Ortiz, Sandra Filius, Rema Remmel, Elizabeth Shabani, Lana Scadden, Sarah Stratton, Jessie Vussler, and Maureen Wazaki. Now allow me to introduce our keynote speaker for today's celebration, a man who is quite familiar with what you're feeling right now. Stacey Hightower earned his BSBA from WashU Olin in 1992, and today he's CEO of Omnicom Specialty Marketing Group, guiding a portfolio of leading specialty marketing agencies. Stacey is also a founding partner of 100, the first multidisciplinary full-service agency collective for organizations committed to enacting sustainable change. 100 empowers organizations to embrace a greater purpose, turning passion into action, impact into global change. He's also a veteran of the Peace Corps, where he served in Kenya, dispersing microcredit to women's groups. It is my pleasure to welcome Stacey Hightower.
Good morning, Dean Taylor, faculty, staff, esteemed guests, students, parents, family, and friends of Washington University's Undergraduate School of Business class of 2021. My name is Stacey Hightower, and I'm an alumni of the Business School class of 1992. Thank you for inviting me to share this significant day and joyous moment with you. It's an honor to be here. To the parents, family, and friends who have supported this class of graduates, I say a special thank you for the dedication and sacrifices you made to help these graduates reach this outstanding achievement. To the class of 2021, I want to commend you on your resilience, humility, and perseverance in reaching this accomplishment, even as your final 3 semesters were deeply disrupted by COVID's impact on the world. So much of the college experience is driven by social engagement, and the pandemic unfairly changed that for each of you. However, you were able to adjust, stay focused, and successfully graduate from one of the top universities in the world. You inspire me, and I applaud you. Today, you will hear speeches about how the world is your oyster, and you will have the opportunity to shape the future. These are big and daunting responsibilities, and true. Internally, the biggest question and fear that you probably harbor is, will you be successful? Let me start with the elephant in the room. The answer is yes, you will be successful. During your time here, you became experts in what I call the virtuous cycle. The virtuous cycle has 5 steps. Step 1, as a freshman, you are faced with new challenges, your 100 level classes. Step 2, you study to learn the core skills associated with those classes. Step 3, you applied those skills. Some came easy, some more challenging. Step 4, you gained proficiency and passed those classes. Step 5, you are ready for more difficult challenges, your 200 level classes. You rinsed and repeated several times, your 300 and 400 level classes, and out came your diploma, right? I'm a firm believer that the virtuous cycle is how you will effectively navigate life. You will face new challenges professionally with your jobs and career. Personally, through love, family, maybe parenthood, friendships, and community. Some of it will come easy to you, some of it will take more effort, but you will develop an expertise and create impact for yourself, your community, and the world. All great achievers, which each of you are, have a tendency to focus on achieving goals that will impress others, often people we love and aspire to be like. I challenge each of you to focus on reaching goals that will achieve your purpose. No matter the challenges you face, if your efforts are in pursuit of your own purpose, success is bound to follow. And to use a gaming metaphor, you have the cheat code to become successful in life, the virtuous cycle. Dean Taylor, P.S. I mean cheat code in a metaphoric way, not a violation of the Student Code of Conduct. My time at Washington University was incredibly significant. Continually, I share that WashU was the most impactful factor in my personal and professional success. I hope that one day you will look back on your time at WashU and equally share my belief in how the values of this institution, or the place we call home, profoundly started you on your journey to a fulfilling life. Failure and disappointment will come, but it is your resilience in those moments that will define who you become. As the author Angie Thomas said, sometimes you can do everything right and things will still go wrong. The key is to never stop doing right. Here's my story. Inclusion. Washington University, through its scholarship programs, was ahead of its time. I received the John B. Irving Scholarship, which was started in 1987 and continues today with a focus on creating an inclusive student body within the WashU community. Coming from a modest background, without academic scholarships, I would not have been able to attend WashU. Today, there's still a need to focus on inclusion, as we saw during the events last summer led by the Black Lives Matter movement, and more recently in 2021, with many of those systemic issues continuing, as well as the rise in violence against the Asian community. I'm proud that WashU continues its commitment towards equality through its decades-long inclusive scholarships and programs, as the John B. Irvin recipients reach 900 current and alums. As you leave here and become leaders in business and your community, I challenge you to create opportunities for all people. Often, leaders focus solely on motivating their teams to achieve high performance. The very best leaders in business I have seen have hired and promoted representation of all people. They have empowered all individuals on their teams by creating opportunities for them. The most diverse, representative, and inclusive environments are the highest performing companies. Motivating people is intrinsically challenging, but creating opportunity for them to motivate and empower themselves is an unparalleled way to achieve success in business and in life. I challenge you to be part of the change that provides opportunity to someone where a young, Black, brown, Asian, disabled, female, LGBTQ+ person can aspire to be like those you have elevated because they've seen it is possible through the representation of your team. Philanthropy. My scholarships were not inanimate, but rather came with loving and nurturing administrators and benefactors. For the Irving Scholarship, the late deans James McLeod and Adrian Glore and Dorothy Elliott provided counsel, care, and support as we navigated our life on campus and as alums. I also received the Business and Scholar Scholarship from the Olin Business School that was funded by the late Art and Marge McWilliams. You may know them from seeing their names on various facilities in the B School and Athletic Complex. Mr. and Mrs. McWilliams would attend all my home football games at Francis Field, provide mentorship when needed. They developed a relationship with my parents and even attended my wedding. My interaction with the Irvin staff and the McWilliamses left a profound impression on me. My most proud philanthropic involvement has been the establishment of the Harvey and Shirley Williams Scholarship at the Olin Business School in honor of my parents when my father passed away. We've had 4 recipients over 11 years, with our most recent graduate in the class of 2020, and our current recipient now a freshman. A proud moment for me was telling the McWilliamses their influence inspired the creation of our scholarship, and for them, who did not have children of their own, I said our scholarship recipients are their scholarship grandchildren. I encourage you to find a cause you believe in and volunteer. You can give your time, money, or both, but get involved. Inclusion and philanthropy have a ripple effect that is immeasurable. The generosity that was bequeathed to me has impacted my wife, children, parents, siblings, cousins, extended family, friends, community, and beyond. Find a way to pay forward all the success and opportunities you have and will be afforded. Lastly, a business school graduation speech isn't complete without providing career advice. My advice to you is stay hungry, stay foolish. It's a quote I heard from Steve Jobs and resonates as I reflect on my experiences. As I look back on my career and life, I can honestly say that all my fulfilling moments involved me staying hungry and staying foolish. But I will share the worst professional day of my life because it provides the most vivid example of why staying hungry and staying foolish is so important. Don't worry, it has a happy ending. 9 years ago, I worked for a firm where the 2 owners decided they no longer would partner together after 10 years in business. At the time, I was seeking a promotion to managing director, the highest level peer group. I sourced a profitable client deal, and the offer was on the table for our firm to sign. I was a brand new father with a 3-month-old newborn. Everything seemed to be falling into place. Little did I know falling was the operative word. The firm decided not to go forward with the client opportunity, and I and others were let go. Stunned, I asked myself, what's my next steps? First it was, honey, I'm home early. Guess why? I wasn't familiar with the quote at the time, but the solution was to stay hungry, stay foolish. Stay hungry? Yes, I was hungry to achieve, and the baby was hungry. Trust me, newborns have no patience when they are hungry. Stay foolish? It was not just me who would be impacted by my next career decision, but my wife and child would also be affected. So the pressure was enormous. I decided to pursue an opportunity to become a chief operating officer. Why a COO? I'd been fixing others' strategic and operational issues, which I loved doing, and thought I could manage my own P&L and avoid the issues I'd fixed over the previous years and maybe deliver some good outcomes. I thought by punching my ticket into the C-suite, it would open more doors to opportunities. So rather than join another consulting firm, I chose to work as an independent consultant so I wouldn't get distracted from my goal. Yes, I decided to go without a guaranteed paycheck and its inherent risks with a newborn at home. You guessed it, foolish. I reached out to my existing relationships with former colleagues, clients, and alumni. And guess what? They hired me. Foolish? 2 years later, I found a COO opportunity that piqued my interest at my current employer. It was and is in marketing communication sector, an industry I had no experience in, but I was hungry for the role. I was foolish enough to believe my toolbox of skills could work in this industry like it had in other industries I had applied it to. After 13 interviews, I guess my employer wanted to be certain they weren't making a foolish decision. I received the offer and joined the company. 2 years later, I was promoted to CEO of my portfolio, managing 7 businesses and thousands of employees globally. So in closing, as I told you earlier, you will achieve success through the virtuous cycle. You will need to decide what success means to you individually. No one will be able to define that for you, and it will change over time. Be prepared for your priorities evolving and focus on fulfilling your purpose. Use the collective success of your class as inspiration, not competition. The timing of your success may come sooner or later than expected, but it will come. Be intentional regarding inclusion and representation because everyone benefits from equal opportunities for all. Include philanthropy in your life. Find a cause and get involved either with your time or generosity or both. The impact you create will have an endless ripple effect. And lastly, stay hungry and stay foolish. The world is your oyster. Thank you for allowing me to share your incredible day of achievement. Be kind to yourself and others. Enjoy this moment with the ones you love and the ones that love you. I look forward to witnessing the impact you make on the world. Thank you.
Thank you for your remarks. Now I would like to introduce a member of the class of 2021 to share a few words with us. Our student speaker is Christina Schwe. Christina double majored in finance and economics and strategy and chose to attend Olin thanks to our interdisciplinary flexibility, our small classroom environment, and our extracurricular activities. In addition to being a model student, Christina has served as a member of Delta Sigma Pi and Arch Consulting. After graduation, she'll join Lazard's in New York as an investment banking analyst. Please turn your attention to Christina Schwe for her thoughts before she introduces the recipients of the Reed Teaching Awards.
Thank you, Dean Taylor, for the kind introduction. Students, faculty, family, and friends, I'm incredibly honored to be the student speaker for our graduating class of 2021 and to share a bit of my story and reflections with all of you. When I first came to WashU, I was definitely apprehensive. Being born and raised in New Jersey, I was convinced I wanted to stay in my Northeast bubble forever. And so coming to the Midwest, which seemed like the great unknown, had never been part of my life plans. I honestly couldn't even place Missouri or St. Louis on a map and applied here on a whim because of the business school and because it looked pretty. But I learned to adapt, as we all did. Now, after reflecting upon the past 4 years at WashU, I'm glad that I left my comfort zone. This university has taught me a multitude of lessons, but one of the most important ones is to expect and embrace change. Change can be big or small. For me, change is realizing that College Hall is now referred to as Risa Commons. Change is declaring a history minor and realizing I have to do hundreds of pages of reading every week, which we don't do in the business school. Change is when at the age of 4, my mom told me I would be a big sister and I didn't quite understand what that meant. Change is watching my older sister get married this past year. Change is immigrating to a new country as my parents did when they were only a few years older than I am now. Change is graduating from college. People often say that one's college years are some of the most formative in their lifetimes, a platitude I find to hold true. I think it's fair to say that we've all evolved in some regard during the past 4 years, in the way we think, our beliefs and values, or the knowledge we hold. For some of us, our senses of fashion and hairstyles have definitely changed for the better. And of course, this past year alone has been one of the most transformative that our generation has and probably will ever witness during our lifetimes. In a time where the unthinkable became reality, I fully realized the vitality of my support network during these moments of change and unpredictability. My family, roommates, and close friends have served not only as a pillar of stability, but as a motivating force in encouraging me to pursue my dreams and having the courage to step outside my comfort zone. They're the ones I laugh with about nothing and everything, the ones I cry to when a mech exam doesn't go particularly well, the ones I go to when I need brutally honest advice, and the ones who help me appreciate the little things in life. I hope that you all have found your support network during these past 4 years, and that you have a deeper appreciation and love for those people after the tragedies and hardships this past year has brought us. I hope that this support network follows you after we graduate, because while the grades and assignments and late nights we have may fade in our memories, the experiences and relationships we've made can and will be everlasting. As we graduate and begin our journey as real adults, I hope that change takes us in exciting and new directions, be it grad school, jobs, or new locations. I also know that after this past year, we as a class are uniquely equipped to handle change however it may manifest itself. We have shown resilience, displayed courage, and have become stronger as a community through the hardships and pandemic that have plagued our country and world at large, and which has affected each and every one of us in different ways. And so I end my speech, as most speeches do, with the quote. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts." As this new dawn approaches, I hope that WashU has prepared you with the intellectual curiosity and strength you need to embrace change and leave your own mark on the world. In the cheesiest way, I hope that life is full of the best and most exciting changes for you. Thank you. Now, on behalf of the Olin class of 2021, I am honored to present the recipient of both of this year's Reed Teaching Awards, one for a required class and one for an elective class, to Professor Michael McLaughlin. I have had the pleasure of taking managerial accounting with Professor McLaughlin and have also been hiking with him once, and can say with the utmost sincerity that he is incredibly passionate about his students. He not only knows a large portion of the student body by name, but also by story. Professor McLaughlin has the biggest heart, making students feel supported and inspired, both inside and outside of the classroom. Although WashU will not be the same without him next year, he has undoubtedly left a lasting legacy upon our Olin community. Thank you, Professor McLaughlin, for all you have done and for all the pizza you have ordered for us. It is my absolute pleasure to present both Reed Teaching Awards to Professor Michael McLaughlin.
Kirby, did you update your LinkedIn profile? What? How else are you going to build your personal brand? Don't be silly, nobody uses Tumblr. Hello, class of 2021. Thank you for honoring me with the Reed Teaching Award for 2 years in a row. This feat has only been accomplished once before by a professor named Fast Eddie who handed out shots of whiskey during his lectures. I'm honored to be in such elite company. Thank you. It's been my honor and privilege to be your professor for these past 4 years. We built a truly special relationship. You gave me your love and respect, along with occasional gratuities, which were never required but always appreciated. And in turn, I tried to repay your kindness by being there when you needed housing, jobs, or a case of Red Bull. I hope you enjoyed all the entertainers that came to class. Who can forget the clown, the jugglers, the magician, and Santa Claus? I'm proud to say that only a handful of you were injured by these performers. But beyond the pranks, beyond the burrito contests, I hope you remember the message I tried to drive home in each and every one of my classes, that it's more important to be a kind and decent human being than to have all the money in the world, and to always live by your values. You faced a lot of pressure in life, pressure to not fall behind your classmates, pressure to make a lot of money, pressure to land that prestigious job in banking or consulting, where you'll have the privilege of working 100-hour work weeks and becoming an alcoholic by the age of 25. And as you enter this next stage of life, you'll face new pressures. Pressure to buy a massive house, to get a fancy car, to hire only the very best pet therapist. But you don't have to join the rat race. Instead of chasing wealth and possessions, you can focus on becoming a genuinely good human being, a respected leader in your community who brings people together and stands by their principles, not just when it's convenient, but when it's very difficult to do so. You're at a crossroads, my friends. You need to decide what kind of person you want to be. Do you want to be someone who stands by their principles no matter what the consequences? Do you want to be someone who puts the needs of others above your own? I'm not the perfect professor, and I don't pretend to be. But whenever I had a choice between doing what I believe was in the best interest of my students versus doing what I believe would advance my career, I always chose my students, no matter what the cost. And that has resulted in me having phenomenal relationships with so many of you. And those relationships mean the absolute world to me. We will stay in touch until the day I die, which hopefully isn't too soon, although you never know. About 1,000 people are killed by crocodiles every single year. Oh yeah, no cap. Google it. So congratulations on graduating from college. Congratulations on making it through accounting class. And congratulations on showing up to today's ceremony sober. I'm sure your parents appreciate it, as does the school. As you go forward, remember what we talked about in class. Don't focus on enriching yourself, but enriching the lives of others. Treat everyone with respect, no matter what their job title happens to be. And never drink 2 Red Bulls in under 10 minutes, unless you're about to give an accounting lecture. I encourage you, focus on becoming a person of character and dedicating your life to the service of others. If you do that, you will make a difference in the world, whether you become a doctor, an accounting professor, or the CEO of a company. And I'll always be there for you. Now go and make me proud. All right, I finished recording, Brooke. Yeah, I think they'll like it. Yeah, I tried really hard. I didn't leave the ice cream out. Well, how much did the cat eat? Oh my God.
Thank you, Christina, for your words to the class today. And I'd also like to offer my sincere congratulations to Michael McLaughlin, who's notched a rare feat by earning recognition for both Reed Teaching Awards for elective and required courses in the same year. Now I'd like to introduce Paige LaRose, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Programs, who will present the Students' Recognition Awards and the newest inductees into Beta Gamma Sigma.
Welcome and congratulations to the class of 2021. Today I would like to announce academic honors for our students. We begin with the Student Marshals, awarded to the graduate, or in this case graduates, with the highest cumulative GPA. Sophia Angelina Di Nicola and Lucas Paul Dionyasopoulos. The following graduates listed on the screen have earned the recognition of Honors in Management, awarded to the graduating seniors who have completed the honors program. All graduates who have been invited to join Beta Gamma Sigma, the International Business Honors Society, are now being listed on the screen. This honor is awarded to the top 10% of the graduating senior class. Lucas Paul Dionyasopoulos is the recipient of the John W. Boyer Award in Finance for having the greatest potential for success in a finance career in the opinion of the faculty. The Crest Consulting Award is given to Matthew Michael Grotkow, awarded to the graduating BSBA Economics and Strategy major who, in the opinion of the economics faculty, shows greatest promise for an impactful career in consulting. Next is the Delta Sigma Pi Scholarship Key. This award is presented to the graduating student or students with the highest academic average for 4 years of study in business administration. This year's recipients are Sophia Angelina Di Nicola and Lucas Paul Dionyasopoulos. Harrison Jordan Warren is this year's recipient of the International Business Student Award, awarded to the graduate who shows the greatest potential for a career in international business. This year's Powell Nyland Prize, which is presented to the graduates with the strongest academic achievement in the area of operations and manufacturing management, goes to Anastasia Claudia Cadillala. This year's Arthur M. Seltzer Accounting Award for outstanding work in the area of accounting is awarded to Dean Alan Bayolter. Matthew John Baldwin Jr. is the recipient of the Joseph W. Towle Prize, awarded to the graduate with the strongest academic achievement and the most potential in the area of organizational leadership in the opinion of the faculty. This year, the Undergraduate Marketing Award is given to Alexis Nicole Bainson for outstanding achievement in the field of marketing. Now I'd like to spotlight several additional honors and distinctions to be recognized today. The Center for Experiential Learning Fellows listed on the screen have given of their time, energy, and leadership to help advance our experiential learning programs and have substantially impacted the learning experience for their peers and the global reach for Olin. The Center for Experiential Learning Impact Award recognizes graduating students who have delivered the highest level of impact to the business and nonprofit communities through the CEL and other Olin-sponsored experiential programs and activities. Awardees distinguish themselves with exceptional effort and leadership that advance the missions and objectives of the organizations and individuals with which they engaged. This year, we honor Alyssa N. Pauley. In its inaugural year, the Outstanding Entrepreneurship Student Award is being awarded to Fiona Jenna Blumen. This award goes to the graduating student who, in the opinion of Olin's entrepreneurship faculty, best exemplifies the qualities of impact, acumen, knowledge, service, attitude, and growth while studying entrepreneurship at WashU. The Loeb Prize is awarded to a graduate who has shown leadership in undergraduate activities related to Olin Business School and who has maintained excellence in scholastic achievement. This award is voted on by peers, and this year's winner is Christopher Scott Toyerkoff. The K. Rowe Memorial Award, given in recognition of their contributions to Washington University and the St. Louis community through extracurricular or volunteers activities, as judged by their classmates. This year, we recognize Alana Marie Raper as the recipient of this award. The Outstanding Student Athlete Award this year goes to Jack Michael Nolan. Jack was an accomplished member of the WashU Bears men's basketball team. After being named the D3Hoops.com Central Region Freshman of the Year, Jack continued to receive recognition from the UAA, NABC, and D3Hoops.com, being third team All-America for the 2020 season. Jack also received COSIDA Academic All-District Honors and was twice named to the Academic All-UAA team. He ranks first in school history and free throw percentage, third in three-pointers made, and 17th in career scoring. Our final award is the Dean's Special Service Award, awarded by the Dean to recognize students who have rendered extraordinary service to Olin. This year's winner is Aman Grover. Aman has served as a student representative to the BSBA Curriculum Committee and as a class rep for Olin's Student Advisory Board. Most notably, he recently developed an experiential 6-week virtual workshop series to help prepare students for the rigorous case interview process. Aman is most deserving of this recognition for his collaboration with the WCC to prepare students for recruitment. His willingness to engage with faculty and staff about the student experience have positively impacted numerous students and demonstrated the kind of collaboration that we are proud of at Olin. Congratulations on the achievements of all of our outstanding award winners. Lastly, I would like to acknowledge the Olin Business School's Distinguished Scholars. These merit-based scholarships recognize students who demonstrate academic excellence, leadership, and service to their community, and a commitment to diversity. This year's recipients can be found on your screen. The Danforth Scholars, the John B. Urban Scholars, the Olin Distinguished Scholars, and finally, the Annika Rodriguez Scholars. We are very proud of each of these scholars. Congratulations to each of you.
Thank you, Paige, and congratulations to all of the honorees recognized from the class of 2021. Before we wrap up our celebration together, I want to say a few words about WashU Olin's ongoing commitment to all of you as you leave the university and you begin your careers. I'm fond of saying, once Olin, always Olin. My colleagues and I have taken that to heart. Wherever you are in the world, wherever your career path takes you, we want you to stay connected to your alma mater. From social events and speaker series, from career resources and lifelong learning, we're here to help you remain engaged, to stay informed, to grow your network, and to continue learning. Olin's lifelong learning platform has been developed just for our alumni as part of that Always Olin creed, and it's filled with opportunities for you to grow across your career, both professionally and personally. With that, I offer my heartfelt congratulations to the graduates in the WashU Olin Business School class of 2021. Since mid-March last year, I've been heartened every day by the fortitude, resilience, and creativity we've seen from our staff, our faculty, and most importantly, from you, our students. And I'm privileged to have the opportunity to recognize you today. Allow me the distinction of extending best wishes for success to our newest Olin graduates. I urge you to remain engaged with your alma mater. A lifelong learning relationship awaits you. Welcome to the alumni family of Olin Business School and Washington University. Congratulations to the class of 2021. And I'll say it once more. Once Olin, always Olin.